I fucking know I was just here. But it's a podcast now, babe. It's a podcast. And I'm definitely gonna delete this because bitch, I'm about to just be messy. But babe, I feel like I've been telling y'all this same story for like 2 days, or I told y'all like 2, 3 days ago about the situation that happened. But I'm about to just elaborate on it a little bit more. But basically, I genuinely went into a group that was called Buy Nothing, meaning that the group literally only exists because people realize that the future is fucking indigenous and that we cannot be acting like there's nothing, we can't be acting like there's nothing to share and there's nothing to offer. But for some motherfucking reason, bitch, when I offered to do a free tarot card pull for anybody, that became a moment where white bitches wanted to drag me and wanted to come for me. And so I've been dragged by multiple white women. Multiple white women have dragged me. Literally, literally just because I'm offering something that they don't fucking care about. And you would think that, like, if you don't care about what I'm doing, why the fuck would you talk to me? Like, if you don't like the thing, like, I see people offer free shit all the time that I don't care about. I don't bother them. But for some reason, like, this white woman felt the need, even though she's clearly seen in other groups where I've been candid about people like asking me for multiple reads and me saying straight up, like, hey, I only have one reading per person. I'm like, if you want, like, I can read the second read for a tip, but I'm only offering one free card reading. The thing that annoyed me is this white lady really went onto the post after I've already been dragged before, and she knows that. She has the nerve to write on my post, like, oh, if you ask for more than one read, she'll want a tip. No, actually, that's not even realistic anymore. Like, because they dragged me so bad, I'm not even talking about tips anymore. I'm just not even going to bring it up because I already have a feeling like the whole point of all this is to make it so that if I even say anything of the sort, they can lie on me and get me caught up. But basically, just to kind of like reiterate, because I know people literally just got here, but this white woman is like trying to make it seem like I'm trying to get tips because I said that I'm offering free readings. And I even posted a link to literally my channel on here where we did free readings. And when I brought up, like, when someone asked me for a tip, or asked me if they could send me a tip, I told them like where to send the money because I literally am trying to crowdfund for my friend. And so it was just kind of like, lady, if I am wanting money, I will go to a place to get the money. I really hate this idea that these white women are like continuously trying to tell me like I'm not in the right place. It's like, sweetie, I am. Why don't you mind your fucking business? Like, I literally had to be like, Kelly, I was like, first of all, I was like, so first of all, she wrote that if I asked, if you asked for for more than one card, then she'll ask you for a tip. And I'm like, sweetie, first of all, I read 3 cards per reading. I do 3 cards. So your information not even correct. So I was kind of fucking frustrated slightly because it's like, listen, I get it, like, we're in a rough time, but my God, like, you can't even fucking offer nothing for free around white people. Like, white people really, and then that's the other thing too, is like I'm offering a free 1 card read, and the amount of white people that are like, oh, well, I want a 4 card read. And I'm like, well, I'm like, you could tip me if you wanted 4 cards, but I'm doing 1 card reads, meaning like I'm reading 1 card and I'm reading the 2 cards that are supporting it. But I'm not doing multiple spreads. But again, the amount of white people that want me to read multiple spreads for free is funny to me. But the amount of white people that are mad thinking that I want money when it's like, well, you know what's the joke is that y'all are the main ones that are asking me to read. That's the other part. Is like the amount of white people who are asking me to read their cards, and then the same amount of white people being like, oh, well, if it's not free, then it's like, it is free. Why are you asking for more than what's being offered for free and expecting that to be free? That's strange. If I see a free sample out at the grocery store, I know I could probably take two or three. I'm aware that that's possible. If somebody's offering me a service that they're doing for free, I don't know why I would think I would get two or three. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you. But again, if somebody is going out their way to cut up a bunch of pineapple and put it out there and let anyone take what they want, yeah, you probably could get two or three pieces. But if someone's offering you a free tarot card reading, I don't know why you would think like you're going to get a free card reading on every single situation in your life. That seems kind of silly to me. But again, I was never rude to the people. I would be like, "Oh, do you want to pick which one you want the read on the most?" That's how I would frame it. So I wouldn't try to play with them and be like, "Oh, it's secretly I'm trying to get money." I'd be like, "Oh, do you want to pick one?" But don't get me wrong, when people were hitting me with two whole different card reads, I was like, you can tip me for the second one if you want, but I'm only offering one free card read. And somehow that became me trying to promote myself. I'm like, girl, I'm just letting them know the information. Like, damn. Like, you don't really think like I was a bitch and a hoe. The way they're coming. But yeah, no, I just feel like this white bitch want to fucking start another beef and it's annoying. Talk about some info. Like, here's the thing that's annoying me. She put on the post info only, and it's like, why are you putting any information on my post? Who are you, Kelly? It don't say that you're admin either. So it's like, why are you a random white lady coming on my post? Like, that's what's annoying to me. Is like, I don't talk to nobody I've worked with about money. This bitch over here bringing up that I would ask for more money. Yeah, if people want more than one tarot card spread, why would I not charge money? I'm saying I'm offering a reading. Like, that's the thing that really annoys me is they're trying to make it seem like I'm shady when it's like y'all are proving that you're not reading good. Like, that's all you're proving to me is you're not reading good, and then you're wanting me to feel bad because you're not reading good. I don't feel bad. But the amount of people that try to shame me, and then here's the other thing, bitch. Can you imagine trying to make somebody feel bad because you're not gonna get two or three free tarot card readings, babe? I'm sorry, but it's like, babe, there's people are dying, Kim. Kim, there's people dying. I'm telling you. And then, bitch, this is the other thing that's annoying me. The white lady that's popping up sharing that info, it's like, bitch, how come you didn't message me directly? Because that means you watched white bitches drag me and talk down to me crazy. For you to pop out with that information means that you were only reading what the fuck I was writing to try to spray me out here. Cause sweetie, you seen white bitches get me banned and warn me out of a group for literally offering a free tarot card reading because they failed to read good. You also know, and then there's other white bitch. Oh my god, why this one white bitch was like, why don't you bring up how you were saying that that it's dangerous to be kind to white people? I'm like, I did say that. That's not a gotcha. It's been dangerous for many decades and many years and centuries to be kind to white people. It's frustrating when white people really try to like act like you said something wrong because you really see like the colonizer just come out like so loud. It's like, oh, I said something that you didn't like and you think that that's a moment for you to bully me? Okay, grown ass weird ass lady. Again, I'm just disgusted at white women like so hard because like they'll really act like they're so understanding, but let them fucking not like how the fuck you're talking to them. Let them not like your confidence. They'll be real fucking cunt. I'm telling you, this white lady talking about some, oh, she'll ask you for tips. No, I won't. I'll tell you that a tip will be required if you ask for more than what's offered, which feels like common sense. Like, again, I'm just not getting white women's motherfucking like entitlement to my literal energy. Like, that's what also blows me. It's like I'm offering a free tarot card reading and you have the nerve to act like I owe you something. What the fuck? I'm crying, Ren. I love you so much. Again, I am just, And the worst part is these are white women that are like near me. Like, these are like local white ladies. Like, it would be so much easier to swallow if these white bitches lived in like fucking Altoona or some shit like that. Altoona. Like, if these bitches lived in motherfucking Bangkok, I'll be like, oh, these are some racist Bangkokian white ladies. I'm so grateful I'm away from them. Nope. They're white ladies that live nearby me and that think that a free tarot card reading is a promo. Woo! I love living in Trump's America, don't you? A fucking white man. He was like, you're a tax evader. I'm like, girl, why would I give the United States any of my money? Like, no, you're not wrong, bitch. You're really not wrong. Like, it's really scary out here. Like, actually. Like, I literally, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something like slightly embarrassing? Like, I literally had a crush on this one white lady, and like, I already know I look crazy. I already know. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a crush on this one white lady. She seemed cool as fuck. We had a cool vibe for a while. And then I want to say, like, I told her straight up, like, that I need help with housing and do. And she didn't really do too much. Like, she didn't really give too much of a fuck. Like, I'm not saying, like, she really needed to give too much of a fuck, but it would have been nice. But for the most part, I want to say, like, she would be checking in on me every now and then, but she was never like, hey, I made dinner. You know what I mean? Hey, I cooked something. Hey, I have an event coming up, or hey, I know this person. You know what I mean? It was never any of that. It was just like, how you doing today? And it's like, still about to be homeless. Like, I don't know what we're doing. And so I want to say at some point, like, she had an event that she put on, and I did not get to go to that event because I was tired as hell. And so I went to sleep, right? Tell me why I went the fuck to sleep, woke up, and here's the thing, hear me out. I chose last minute not to go to the event. Excuse me. It was not premeditated. And so when I actually woke up the next day and messaged her about hey Nima, when I reached out and messaged her about, you know, how I was sorry I didn't go to her event, like, I literally messaged her and was like, hey, like, I just want to celebrate you for putting on this event. I'm so proud of you. I was like, I'm so sorry I couldn't show up. I was like, I was about to like get ready to go, but my body was just like, bitch, lay the fuck down. And so she knew I've been fucking living on, she knew I was sleeping on an air mattress. She knew I was sleeping on a couch. She knew I was houseless. She knew I just moved. She knew all of these things. And so my message to her was very much just like, I'm proud of you. I'm so sorry I couldn't celebrate with you. I want to celebrate with you at some point soon. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there. But my energy was very much like, let's focus on what you're doing. Let's focus on how you're doing. You know what I mean? And she really hit me with, you know, I don't trust you anymore. Like, I just feel like you're one of those people who says they're going to show up for people and you don't. And this is like the third time you didn't show up for me. And I'm sitting here thinking about the last two times I hung out with her. And I'm like, I hung out with you like the last two times that we said we're going to hang out. So I didn't even really ask for clarity because I'm just like, when, what? Because I was still fucking like housing insecure when I went to your party like a few weeks ago. So it's just like, what? Like, I don't know what you're talking about other two times that I didn't show up for you. So I was just sitting there kind of confused. But her energy was very much like, I don't trust you to be my friend emotionally. Like, you're just not showing up for me and I deserve better. Do. And I was like, honestly, and I'm just like, I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, again, I was like, I didn't choose to not come to your event. I was genuinely just tired and like, I had to just stay and rest. And her energy was just very much like, you know, you could have said something. And I was like, the only reason why I didn't say anything is because I felt weird about being like, I can't come when this is your event. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like if I'm throwing a party and someone's a guest that I invited randomly. It's not like I was like the first person thought of. Like the event was being put on for a while. I got invited last minute. It was obviously a last minute invite, so it didn't feel like, oh man, I really gotta go to this. And so again, I was just kind of like, damn, like, I'm sorry for not showing up for you. But again, my message to her was like nothing like her message to me. And so I was throwing the fuck off. And so at some point I cussed her the fuck out because I was just like, bitch, I was like, you realize I've been going through a lot of things. So it's normal that I would be fucking tired. I'm being candid with you. I didn't think to tell you I'm not coming because I didn't want to make it about me. But now it's being made about me, and that sucks because I didn't want to be fucking up the vibe. I wanted to be the friend that, is mature and is like, I was resting, taking my health seriously. But again, I do think that in the end, I'm glad that like they said what they said because if I'm being super candid with you, they knew I had a crush on them and they still thought it made sense to tell me like multiple times about this man who was treating them like shit. And I was like, sweetie, why tell me? I don't know why I need to know that a man treat you bad, but it was just giving kind of like soft discard, like because when I told her I had a crush on her, she was into me seemingly, but when she met this man, dealing with this man, clearly she into this man. No hate on her, just saying that she started telling me about her love life with this man. It was kind of just like, ma'am. And so again, I'm the fact that I even had a crush on a white lady had me kind of thrown off because I'm usually not there. I'm not saying that I never see a white lady that looks cute, but it's like the energy and the attitude really be throwing me off. Like I feel like that's the thing. White supremacy be really lying. Also, bitch, sidebar, fuck Dr. Umar. I have not been fucking with Dr. Umar for a while, but y'all, Dr. Umar very much like been compromised. Like let's just call it thing a thing. But Dr. Umar really doing a full on attack on black women. And I just want to put it out there that it's been reported that he has a live-in white partner that he has not revealed yet. And he is seemingly getting closer every motherfucking day because he had the nerve to make it seem like white women treat black men better. Meanwhile, white women get the same black men that black women get. And I'm tired of people lying. I'm tired of people making it seem like black women are doing something to these black men to make them behave a certain way. Let's stop the bullshit. Let's cut it out. It's not okay. And it's only fueling misogyny war, which is unfortunately something that black cis men don't see. The more they harm black women, the more they harm themselves. They don't see it that way, and it's so sad. But I'm really hoping that everybody knows Dr. Umar not to be trusted. I know people really want to root for him because of his school. Bitch, it's a smokescreen. It's a way to make you think that he could be a black civil rights leader. He is not. He has been compromised. It is very clear by his message that he's willing to throw black women under the bus in order to ensure that black men continue to follow him. And what's more is that he is saying things that are just unequivocally true, unequivocally false in terms of like attitudes of people. Again, there are so many black women every day who are mitigating how they communicate with people because of this stereotype. There are black women out there who don't raise their voice because they're afraid of being perceived as a scary black woman who's being angry. And so again, let's keep in mind anger is a valid emotion, rage, very valid emotion. We need righteous rage. We need it. We need more women that are angry, period. But also, black women, please know being angry is not a problem. In fact, people who don't want you to be angry or don't want your anger around, I really hope that they're the first people that you get away from. Exactly, no. But like Dr. Umar terrifies the fuck out of me, honestly, because he is really like just the way that like white supremacy makes it seem like there's not black leadership in black women. Like white supremacy will really keep telling us about all these black men. And you know what I think about when I think of black leaders? I think of Harriet Tubman and that 13-year-old girl that heard um that heard white people talking about how black people were free and how they were trying to figure out a way to keep black people in the South from knowing. And she ran and told everybody. And then she ran into the woods. And then she came out the woods and stole her baby and then ran to freedom. I think about that. I think about how there have been black women protecting community and supporting community and surviving community. And we don't talk about them for a fucking reason. Exactly. No, Dr. Umar and a lot of black men are unfortunately victims of white supremacy. And instead of talking to the white man, instead of warring with the white man, let's be real. White men and black men do not war with each other. They really don't. They wreak havoc on the women in their communities. All men are doing that, but black men specifically and white men specifically, shit, all men specifically are harming black women. And we have to just hold that white supremacy and anti-blackness, the most harshness is on black women, black femmes, black trans femmes, black folks who are not defined by gender. Excuse me. And so, with that being said, there's just something seemingly inextricably femme about that as well. Like, not being a cis man means you're a non man. And so, just the ways that you're being held as other no matter what. And so, again, I just want to put that out there that fuck Dr. Umar too. Because I just seen that too. Dr. Umar talking about Becky's be meeting black men who are broke and they build with them. And it made me laugh because I think about black men that I'm close to, like in terms of like black men in my family proximity. And I'll tell you this, a lot of them are passport bros because if they were to get with a white woman in America, they would be too scared of that bitch. Let's clock that. And then a lot of them will get with a white person who is not from America thinking that they're going to be a different type of white. Not at all. They're going to assimilate very quickly soon. That's why I told my brother to be careful. I was like, look, I was like, my us having a white mama fucked me up. So, protect your daughter. She's not gonna look like her mama. She's gonna have a different kind of life. And my brother fucking acting like I didn't say that shit. And that's fine. That is totally fine. Like if motherfuckers want to be color struck and act like they white side of their family is good people, that's fine. But one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna be the elder that didn't say nothing. Cause if my niece ever reach out to me, I'm gonna be like, I talked to your father and I told him exactly what to do. And he did not listen to me, and I'm so sorry. But please know, I always knew what you needed. I always knew that this was not gonna work out. Cause a white woman not from America, my God. That's the thing. Is it worse? Is it worse to fuck a white woman in America or fuck a white woman outside of America? Is it worse? I don't know. Like, I can't call it. My mom could have helped me, but this white woman from not America, what can she really do? She's going to know even less. So, and again, that's perhaps when my brother looked for that woman. Like, my brother told me one day, like, when we were trying to be on talking terms, talking about some of the women in Romania is different. Talking about he got a passport. I'm like, brother, please don't do that. I begged him not to do it because again, he don't realize like he is bringing his American self into someone's life that he don't know. He don't know what her culture is. The baby culture gonna be hers, not yours, bitch. My dad is from Jamaica. Do you think that I know anything about Jamaica? No. You take most of your culture from your mom. You just do. And that's the thing, Nima. Like, I really worry, like, what kind of life she's gonna want. Because that's the other thing, too. No white bitch leaves their European country to come to America to be to be in a trailer, to be at the bottom. So that's what also scares me. is like, I know my brother is working really hard. He's an Aries, so he not about to have her down bad out here, but fuck. Childcare cost is not a game. And you never know, like having a baby can almost kill you. Like women who have had children, y'all have come close to death. Y'all have known y'all know a different type of strength. That's just that on that. I don't know what that's like. I can't call it. And that's the thing too. It's like my brother's an Aries and he very color struck. And he very much wanted a lighter skinned woman. Like I remember when he would tell me about his first crushes. My brother and I used to be closer. And he definitely is looking for a light white person for sure. And again, I remember my brother telling me that people don't think he's mixed. And he was upset. And so I think about that. I think about the brown skinned people that are mixed and they don't get the privilege and they're upset about it. And I think about how that may have informed who he loved, who he was with next. Mm, Nima. And see, that's the thing too, is like I don't know what this woman's backstory is, but she has a two-parent household. So that could be another aspect of this, that my brother wanted a child with a woman that didn't know about chattel slavery like that, whose family perhaps wasn't complicit. I don't know. No, you're not wrong, Meryl Streep, and I think that's why he's still close with my mom. I genuinely think that. Because even though she treated him better than the rest of us, we all still got taken by the state out of her house. And even though we all, in our own ways, tried to be close with her, I feel like after we were taken, my brothers somehow found their way back to her. I was the only one that never went back with her. I actually had court ordered. I had court ordered visitation with her that was not supposed to be at her house. The state did not trust her to have a safe environment for me. Even though they allowed her and I to visit, the state was like, she's still not to be trusted for real. And my mom would meet me at the mall and then bring me to her house, and we would eat lunch or something. But we didn't follow the court appointment at some point, which is funny as fuck because like I would walk to the mall because it was near my new foster home. And the foster lady I was living with was actually fucking terrible. Her name was Mary Roach. I'll never forget this lady. Because again, the name Mary Roach had me wondering what kind of person she was going to be. And I'll never forget this bitch because she asked me the first day I met her. She's like, what do you like to eat? And I was like, ramen noodles, Kool-Aid, because that's where I had come from. I had just been put with this lady. That lady used Snellvis. She had like 8 fucking kids living in one house. It was way too many kids for one bitch to be taken care of, but they didn't give a fuck. They were sending her checks for worth thousands, and she was using the money on herself. And that's all she was feeding us was fucking ramen noodles and fucking Kool-Aid. And so that's all I knew that I liked. I knew that, she asking me what I like. I don't want to fucking get something I don't like. And so I'll never forget her because she only bought me ramen noodles and Kool-Aid. That's it. She never bought me nothing else. She never cooked me no meal, nothing. And I was like 13, 14 at that time. And she would just go live her life. She barely spoke to me. We were literally like 2 roommates. It was really crazy. Like she would just go do whatever. She wasn't checking homework. She wasn't doing homework with nobody. That wasn't what she was up to. She was collecting that state check for a child and letting me get one of the bedrooms in her house. So I just want to put it out there that like some of us who go to foster care, we don't necessarily get like, not every foster care parent is like the worst person, but She definitely was like one of those people that was really collecting a check. Like, and you could tell, and it was awkward. But that's why when it came down to me go visiting my mom, I did because it's like, yeah, my mom is not that maternal, but she's going to actually cook me some food. Like, damn, like she not going to have me eat a ramen noodle. But it was kind of crazy that the state told me that like my mom was unfit, and yet Mary Roach over here feeding me ramen noodles as a primary motherfucking meal, and nobody cared. And I would tell my social worker, but his energy was, you know, you're an older kid and you're fat. Like he was telling me straight up, like, you're a big kid. So a lot of people don't want that. They want a little kid. They want someone young so that they can make them their child. And you're too old to become someone's child. Like that's what he told me. He's like, you have memories of your family. So you're not going to be the first child taken. And I'm like, okay. And then I found out from his supervisor after I reported him, because one day I just got fucking fed up of his ass. And I reported him to his supervisor, and she told me the craziest stories. She's like, bro, she's like, he told me that you be crying for him to take you out to eat. And that's why every time y'all are together, you have these crazy like bills and shit. And I was like, he's the one who picks the places to go. I'm like, I don't get to pick, but every time we had a meeting, he would take me to like the tavern or some shit. He would take me to a nice ass restaurant and we would have our meeting. And obviously, he's getting the state to pay, but he was lying on me and making it seem like I was on some like bullying him type shit. And I'm like looking at the supervisor like, that's crazy as fuck. Like I'm already fat, I'm already not white, and now this fat white man is making it seem like I'm like bullying him into taking me out to fucking $2 sign, $3 sign restaurants in Connecticut. And it's like, no, I wasn't. But this motherfucker was taking me to like Black Eyed Betty's and shit. Exactly. Exactly. But they listen, they got his ass together. But they gave me a new social worker at some point. But my original social worker was a white man named Andrew, and I hated his ass. I hated him so bad because he literally just his energy was just so like, this is a job. Like he wasn't one of those social workers who was like caring about people. It's clear that he realized that he could just do the bare minimum and get money. Like his job was to come and talk to me about my living situations, and like I said, he was more preoccupied getting a good meal and then dropping my ass off wherever the fuck he dropped me off at and going. But he would definitely make it seem like I'd be crying about stuff. And it's like, bitch, I spent most of my teenage years not crying because I was terrified of like showing that emotion. Like I feel like in my teen years, I was just like stressed, like out, stressed the fuck out. But I wasn't crying, bitch. If anything, I was like, I was like popping the fuck off verbally. But I definitely wasn't like sitting down crying and feeling my feelings. Definitely wasn't doing that. Exactly. That's the thing. Like as a kid, like the fact that like again, I grew up in poverty, y'all. Like it was rare that my mom even got us McDonald's. I'm gonna be real with you. My mom was the type of mom that like might have bought a pizza or some Chinese food, but that's it. My mom cooked most of the meals. And if she didn't really feel like cooking, she might just make a soup. But she very much was the type of mom that like knew how to cook something. Like one of the things she cooked the most that I loved the most was like this one dish, and it's basically just uh kielbasa cut up into like strips, and then fucking mad cabbage and potato, dead ass, and it's some good ass soup. It's like a soupy dish. She would serve it with some cornbread. It would hit every time. It was always delicious, always the perfect texture. She really knew how to do it. And again, a kielbasa, a cabbage, and a potato, and some butter, some pepper, and some salt, and you know a little bit of water. Like I feel like however you do the potatoes, whatever water that's left over, you use that as your base. Bitch, I feel you on Tostinos. Tostinos was a bad bitch. Yeah, no, my mom definitely was like taking inspiration from the German, the Polish, the Puerto Rican, the Mexican, the Asian. Like my mom always had soy sauce in the house. We was always eating some kind of soy, Worcestershire, curry, cumin, something, sazon, ginger, adobo, always that. I'm crying. Yeah, no, my mom definitely was like making all the food that like was like looking like pottage. Yeah, no, I feel like my mom is a big sausage fan. Like she always had like a red hot. She always had a Georgia red hot in the house. She always had an Italian sausage when she made pasta. So she's a big sausage fan. Even in the morning for breakfast, like she'll make bacon every now and then, but she mostly a sausage girl. Mm. Ooh. Bitch, you just made me think about cutting a hot dog in half, bitch. You ever had a good ass fried hot dog, bitch? Like they cut it in half the long way and fry it flat. Oh fuck. Now that's a good fucking meal. Or a fucking a slice of bologna, bitch, fried. And then when it's done, you know, cause it goes zoom and it pops up like a bubble. Mm-hmm. Damn. It's the way I got some bacon in the fucking fridge, but the next time I got some thick ass applewood uncured bacon and I'm about to make some ramen with that shit. Bitch, my plan is to make my ramen broth and cook the meat in it. And then at the very end, I'm gonna broil the meat after I put like some hoisin and brown sugar on top of it so that it's like crispy on the outside, but it like breaks apart real easy because it got basically like boiled in the water with the ramen broth. Yes, no, there's nothing like getting a burn mark on a piece of bologna. Yes, you got hoisin. Yo, sidebar, Chinese five spice though. Chinese five spice. Highest of keys. Like, I don't know if this is crazy, but I've been thinking about like expanding my store. I don't know if anybody cares to talk business, but I'm just thinking like out loud. There's a store near me that is a Philip market. And so basically anything that you have in your cabinets, they have in bulk and you can buy as little or as much as you'd like. And so I've been really thinking about it since like I don't know if these things are always like accessible, but they have like every spice you ever could want to buy and it's all sold by weight. It's all sold by the pound. And no, I love it too. I love it too. But I'm just thinking cuz like they have like all types of stuff. Like they have like half and quarter pounds of like bars of caramel for people that want to make candy. I love cinnamon on meat. They have cinnamon sticks, fresh cinnamon, fresh vanilla. They have like a bunch of stuff that's from farms. And so I'm just thinking about stuff that could actually be shipped in the mail. And so for anybody that's like maybe trying to re up on some Castile soap, they sell it by the pound there as well. Actually, just got some Castile soap for body wash again. I got this one. It's hemp and rose. It's so good. For anyone who has never tried Castile soap on the body, all I would say is make sure you have a good moisturizer because that soap is very, very strong. It does not play. It'll really clean your whole body. I don't know if you can buy online. It's called By the Pound, so you can definitely see the store's website. I don't know if they do any online sales. I would not be surprised if they did, but if they don't, I'm really trying to figure out a way to like offer that as part of like my shop because again, I go there and I buy rose petals to smoke and somebody may want to buy some rose petals in bulk for maybe an offering. They may want to burn some rose petals. They smell really nice when you burn them as incense. Someone may be doing some creative projects. This is me just trying to offer that I do have some connect to like beeswax, different kinds of cooking oils and things like that. So if folks were kind of running low, or if folks wanted to do a trade, I just want to be candid that these are things that I'm going to start offering. But I wasn't sure if there was any interest or if folks were like feeling like, damn, these spices are getting high out here. I'd love to be able to just buy a spice for a dish and not have to overcommit. That's also where I'm at. Mm. The Dr. Bronner peppermint soap is the best in summertime. I feel like if you've never tried it, I feel like wait for summer to try the peppermint. But in winter, I feel like the lavender is my girl. Do they have the strawberry leaves you're suggesting? I believe they do. I know they have mullein. I know they have mugwort. Like for any witches out there, they definitely have Damiana. They definitely have milk thistle. They definitely have garlic oil. Also, for any of the girlies that are, looking for like a supplement, like oils and stuff to take, I want you to look into mullein and garlic oil. Those two things together are super helpful. Also, for anyone that's having issues with lactation, milk thistle, look into these things. Don't just take my word for it. Please do your research. If you don't like the way the lavender smells, you can add an essential oil to it. I would suggest maybe a lemon. Or if you like the peppermint, you can add peppermint to the lavender, but you might want to try spearmint with the lavender. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The peppermint is not the winter one for me because it's just way too cool. And I feel like after I wash my bits, when I wash my butt with that in the fucking summer, woo, nice. But yeah, no, the energy around the Castile soap is it is cleaning, but it can be kind of stripping. So I would definitely suggest getting a good moisturizer. I've been trying this new coconut oil body spray by Vaseline, and I like it. I feel like it's helpful for the girls that have a big body and you trying to fucking get it all moisturized. A spray moisturizer can be helpful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, y'all wish me luck because I'm definitely on my way. Ooh, also, I feel like one more thing I feel like I'm gonna offer in the shop. I've been thinking about making like mushroom grow kits, but I feel like what might make more sense is for me to offer the syringes because everybody's grow kit is gonna be different. Like people are gonna want different things. And so I feel like I'd rather just offer the spores so that like when you get your setup together, you can just take the spores and do your thing. So that's also going to be part of it is spores are going to be offered again. Um the mushroom honey, I feel like I'm trying to get one that's good for like spiritual awakening. I really want to get one for just opening that third eye and just getting more invested in your spiritual self. So give me a moment on that one. I'm going to definitely do some research, but I'm trying to get my new menu up for tomorrow. I know that we said shippings are Wednesday and Saturday, but I meant to get my menu out on Sunday, but I did not do that. And then I tried to do it again on Monday and I did not do that. I was absolutely not able. But I'm back. Yeah, no, there's so many herbs out there, y'all. There's so many herbs. I would suggest just maybe taking a trip down to your local herb counter or witch's shop and just sitting with one or two of the herbs and just hanging out with them and just see what they're offering you. Because you really never know. I know for me, I really want to see what's going on with ashwagandha. I want to try lion's mane. There's just so many different strains out there of plant medicine that is offering us more. And it's hard to know. It's hard to know which one is for us unless we try it. So I really hope everybody has a good night. I just wanted to come and vent about white bitches because they were annoying the fuck out of me again. And I'm so tired. Like me and Dane had a combo today where we were talking about how we used to have so many white friends. And I'm like, no, like that's the thing is like more and more white people don't realize like to be their friend is like so taxing. Like to actually have to like have a white person, like to actually like offer a white person space in your life is actually quite a big deal. And I'm just over it. Like I just can't see me like being in a relationship with white people like in any meaningful way unless they're like actively doing like mad labor. Like I just cannot see me just being like, "Oh yeah, this is my white friend." Like what do they do for my community? Like how do they show up for my community? Like if this white person isn't giving a certain level of support, care, compassion, concern, I actually don't want them near me. Like, I'm actually terrified. And people don't want to talk about it enough for me. They really don't. But I feel like when I say they and people don't want to talk about it enough for me, I'm talking about the people that have been harmed by white people and like are still trying to give it another fucking chance when it's like that's the common fucking denominator. Like that they're privileged. And so again, like I'm not saying this as someone who has no privilege. I do have privilege, which is why I'm saying this shit. Like holding that I have privilege has been a lot. And when I say that, I'm not trying to make it seem like having privilege like is so hard. Oh, poor me. I'm saying like sitting with the reality that you're causing harm or that your very existence can cause harm. That you being in a certain position or certain places can be harmful for people. That's hard to sit with at times. I'm not saying it's harder than being oppressed at all. Never would say that. That would sound so insane. But what I am trying to offer is that sitting with the reality of my behavior not being something that is appreciated always, sitting with the reality that like I can be a harm doer, like those are things that I have to do. And it's just so much harder to be around white people and know good and goddamn well they're not doing that motherfucking labor and they're unwilling to sit with how that's impacting people. Like they're really trying to make it seem like you deserve to fucking, have to walk them through it and hold their hand. And it's the way that, like, and this may seem unrelated, but I'm gonna come back to it. I started trying to watch Power again from the beginning, and I started reading about people's, like, takes on it because, like, the show's been out for a while, and I'm not watching the new installation, all the Power book series is, I just haven't gotten into it. Not talking any shit, just saying I haven't gotten into it. But what I am trying to offer is that somebody said that Tommy feels like he is Tasha and Ghost's son, and that their divorce and dissolving a relationship hit him harder. Because he, was operating like he was their child. And I was thinking about how, white supremacy really makes white people feel like black folk are their mom and dad and the ways that like black folk are not necessarily afforded the ability to just be held as people. Like there's always like a familial dynamic at play, and the ways that whiteness is like quite incestuous and really expects like people to be family members, when they're be family members to a degree. But as I said, it's the way that like white people, especially white women, really think that right now is a time for like people of color to hold their hand through like just fucked up times. The ways that like white people after the election were like, why aren't black people matter? Like the ways that like people's reactions to black people are seen as like commonplace in our world, whereas the black folks themselves aren't even able to be afforded grace in the midst of something that's traumatizing. So again, I'm not trying to offer that I be knowing shit because I really don't know anything, bitch. I'm really just sharing things that I've heard. But what I am trying to offer that I do know about is that white bitches are fucking terrible. And I'm fucking tired. Like I'm tired. Like I feel like at the end of the day, I'm willing to risk my safety for white people to know for sure that they're causing harm. Like I'm really willing to risk it. And again, I'm not gonna lie, I've had to sit with the reality that there's white bitches that are mad at me that know where I'm gonna be tomorrow. And I have to hold that somebody may try to drag me tomorrow. That somebody may be unkind to me tomorrow, that this could be a setup. You know what I mean? Like I've had thoughts like that recently where I'm like, damn, white people could try to cause harm. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes, Ren, I love you so much. Thank you for sharing so abundantly. Mm. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm so tired. Like white people are so fucking weird. Like I'm crying. Like you really can't do anything nice for them. You really can't because you try to be nice to them and then they be making you feel bad as hell. Like it's so crazy. But I have to also hold that like white people be projecting. Like I really have to hold that sometimes like white people are mean to me because bitch they see my joy. Like I know there are people out there who like literally get sick when they see me because bitch I be smiling, I be so happy. And again, do I have things to be sad about? Sure do. But I'm not about to sit here and ruminate on all the sad shit. Fuck that. Hell no. Hell fucking no. I'm hella grateful that I can fucking shift out of feeling like everything is the worst and start thinking about the good things, start thinking about the things I'm grateful for. Cause my God, it's the way that some people I could tell they want me to really be in despair mode. It's really sad. But again, like as someone who knows that like I'm a mixed person and that there are times where people will project blackness upon me or will try to hold that like one of my ancestors is black and therefore I deserve to feel pain too. Let's hold that. White people just be popping out at me. Like sometimes white people be so nice to me. It be so like, wow, like why me? And then they'll do something just to, again, almost as if to say, like, don't get comfortable, bitch. Don't think I'm gonna be nice to you forever. Mm, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Ugh, damn. It's the way white bitches never stop needing a wet nurse. Like, babe, can we talk about that? Like, can we talk about how white women still want to eat off the titties of black women? Like, can we talk about all the motherfucking black women that fed all these fucking white babies? My God. Like I said, like I just don't know that all white people know how to be like truly like kind. Cause like I really feel like I've dealt with white people that were like they'll do some nice ass shit to me and then they'll just break it. Like they'll just break that trust. Like I still haven't brought up something to this white person because I'm terrified about how they're gonna try to play it, you know? Because they said something hurtful. And the story I keep telling myself is, they were honest with me about how they were feeling, but they never like we never really it never really went anywhere. I didn't know what to say. And I don't want to come at them like I'm mad at them. I'm just hurt. But I don't know how to bring up my hurt without it devolving. Cause I had a couple fucking ugly ass people fucking block me recently for like being candid about like just certain things that they just didn't care about, which is real. But it's just like, damn. It's like it could be hard, like when you bring up like shit that's hurting you, and people are like, "Anyways, I'd rather you be silent." It's like, oh damn, why did I even bother? And it's like, bitch, because you're fucking alive. Because you deserve to say how you're feeling. Screaming. No, Meryl Streep, that part. That part. And that's why I'm not even bringing it up. Because it's like, and that's the thing too. It's like, I know we're not good if I have to hide something. Like, if I have to suppress something, we're not good. And I feel like I'm trying to remind myself, like, that's okay. Like, relationships where you are suppressing, relationships where you're not telling the truth. Like, I understand where I'm coming from. I understand why I'm doing that. But I also don't need to stay in those relationships. So, hey, Kenneth, I hope you're doing well. Thankful for you. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. But, anyways, like I was saying, like white women have just been super diabolical lately. Like, diabolical in a way that's got me like, damn, Sim, what you going through? Like, damn, like I really wonder what white women are going through right now. It's like they're experiencing something because they have just been so diabolical. And I'm just like, what is happening? Fuck. But again, I do think that we are just, I just feel like we're on our way to Jim Crow, bitch. Like, it's giving Jim Crow. And I'm just, ugh. I don't know. One of my friends was telling me that she don't feel safe living with nobody but black folk, and how she really wants to be a part of like a collective living situation. It's actually the person Kimmy that I was sharing their crowdfunding info. I also shared their flyer on Instagram and on Twitter. So if you weren't able to donate to them before, they have other donation options available as well. And honestly, I'm just talking shit about white people. I'm just in a bad mood because the white people are they're trying to fucking bully me for offering free tarot card readings. Like, they're trying to bully me and act as if I have ulterior motives. And the thing that's funny is it's a projection on their part because they have ulterior motives with messaging me. Like, that's the thing that's funny to me about the whole situation. Is like, sweetie, if I had ulterior motives, y'all could just delete my post. Like, they're focused on like bullying me into getting me to have having an emotional reaction. And I've just decided to fight them a little bit more strategically. Like the white lady that just like tried to start again, because I done already got caught up 2 different times. So I'm over here posting, and the white lady that's trying to start again, she over here talking about some info only. She'll ask you for tips if you ask for more than one reading. And it's like, I really won't ask you for a tip ever. So maybe like don't say that. And also, bitch, maybe ask more questions. I'm like, Kelly, can you ask more questions in the future? Because that's not true. Like, and the thing that's also annoying me is like the last time that I did this, people were asking me for multiple readings. And so I told them, like, hey, I'm down to do one for free. And then if you'd like to tip for the second one, that's also possible. But now I've just decided to say, like, oh, I've only have the time to do free readings at the moment. I was like, but if you'd like to talk about a reading in the future, and you'd like to book me, or you'd like to book a reading with me in the future, please reach out. I would love to talk about that. There's ways to do it for sure that I wasn't aware of at the time, but now I am. So I don't know why the fuck this white bitch is talking. Right, Kenneth, exactly. That's what's also annoying is like these white bitches are so mad that like bitches have a skill. And that's to get a whole nother part of this that I was talking about before. Like, I'm not ever trying to make it seem like I'm the best tarot card reader ever. What I'm trying to offer is that taking the time to read the tarot and learn each card takes time. I'm still learning information about these cards, and I've been reading for over 10 fucking years. So, with all due respect, it is decades of information that one needs to sit with, and also one has to read the cards before you can even offer to read them for anyone. Like before you're even reading for other people, a lot of times you're reading yourself. So it's insulting when people try to make it seem like, oh, you don't deserve to offer this thing because you're trying to get money in the future. Sweetie, I'm gonna get money in the future regardless. Like, I'm gonna get money regardless. Why are you worried about that though? Why are you worried about money when I'm talking about a free reading? That's you projecting on me, babe. Like, I don't know if they can see that though, and they certainly can't. And that's another thing. Let a white bitch be wrong when she's talking to your non-white self. You think she about to say sorry for how she moving? Very rare. Recently, a white bitch apologized to me, and that was very kind of her, but it was just kind of like, I was just bewildered. I didn't even say anything back. I was just kind of like, oh, thank you. Like, I was surprised. I was like, oh, wow, you didn't even have to apologize. Like, I would have never known, but thank you. I appreciate you being on, being kind, Kenneth. I'm just like, I'm so annoyed. I really hate how white people operate. It's so fucking disgusting. And they really think that they really think that they're saying stuff. They really think that they're doing something. And it's like, sweetie, you're just showing me how miserable you are. You're showing me how bad it can get. Like, fucking leave me alone. Ugh. Like, you really wish, like, I just wish they would all get lives. Like, I'm literally like, yo, like, I'm just tired of white women. Like, I'm really tired of them. Like, I know that they're going through something, but they need to write in a journal and call the 211 helpline. Like, they don't kick you off the phone. You could be on there for a long time. 211. I'm telling you, it's free therapy. Exactly. No, we all love Meryl Streep. There's a part of me that feels like that. There's also a part of me that feels like she could totally be trying to like make sure that like nobody asked me for a second reading. But I wish she would have just said, "Hey, I saw in the past when people asked for second or third readings, you mentioned that like you would be able to take a tip. Maybe put that you're only doing one free reading per person." That would have been helpful. But instead of her doing that, she decided to leave a comment on my post instead of just bother to like engage me. And I feel like that's the thing about white women that I don't like. Is like you'll see some shit happen. And that's another thing too. That's a whole nother thing. You saw people dogpile on me and you didn't even reach out and say, hey, are you okay? Like, fuck you. Like, I just feel like there are so many white women that like reached out to me. Like, I remember there's this one white woman that offered me a tip and I sent it to my friend, and she was just kind of like, wow. She's like, I can't believe people were mad at you for like trying to offer a free reading. I was like, bitch, I don't know either. But I'm glad you fucking cared. Like, thank you. But there were so many people that were just acting like nothing happened to me. And oh, can I get the free reading? It's like LMAO. Like you saw bitches dragging the shit out of me, but you got your free reading. I got you. Like again, I was still happy to do free readings for people. I was never feeling a way about that. But it was just like the way that like I was dragged from the top to the bottom in two different groups, all because I offered the free readings and people felt like I had ulterior motives. Whole time, my energy was like, I know the universe is abundant. Like, let me just remember, like, let me show it. Again, Six of Pentacles energy. Like, I just know I have something to offer. So let me offer it before anyone has to ask because there's dignity in just getting something and not having to ask. I told y'all like a few weeks ago, somebody sent me $1,000, like someone that's been watching my videos for years. And that changed my fucking life. And I told them that. I was like, that changed everything for me. Like I was able to do a lot of things that I couldn't do before. And they were like, that was the whole point. And like they didn't say a word. They didn't even reach out to tell me they sent it. They just sent it and went about their fucking day. Again, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to say that sometimes when you know you have something to offer and you share it, the universe is like, bet. Like, we didn't have to pressure you. We didn't have to show you a sign. You knew what time it was. And so, again, because I be knowing what time it was, or because people knew what time it was for me, I'm going to act like I know as well. And let that just be a reminder that like the universe is always watching us. You can call it whatever you want, but the universe sees. And see, that's the thing too. Like, I'm not even thinking about it like business because at the end of the day, like, I'm not really that invested in tarot like that. Like, yes, a white lady, after I read her card, said that she's thinking about doing a tarot party where she pays a reader to come read the cards of all her friends. And I was like, that would be cool as fuck. But there's also a part of me that knows, like, you know, there's just a part of me that knows that my life is really silly and I don't ever want to just be doing one thing. Like when I think about like reading tarot, like there's a part of me that's like, if I really was a tarot reader, like it's the way that I'd want like a fucking, I'd want like a sunroom built or something, or a gazebo that has like a fucking sliding door with a screen. Like I wouldn't want to be like anywhere indoors really. I'd want to be like in a room full of like windows. So there's like good lighting and I'd want like water nearby and I'd probably want to get like some birds that could like fly free and not be in cages. Like on some other shit, like I feel like if I ever was to be like reading tarot, like I would want to make sure I was like as free as possible while I'm doing it. And who knows, like maybe that's what happens for me. Like there's a bunch of shops out here, like herb shops. Like I low key want to reach out to the man at the by the pound place because I feel like they got a little bit of room in there, not much. But I really feel like if they really wanted to, they could do a little something. They could. I really wonder if they'd be interested though. But yeah, I'm thinking about a couple coffee shops actually. I might actually go and do a little tour or something. That might be fun. I don't know. But I promise you, I wasn't thinking business about this. I was just like, yo, like, I got the energy. Excuse me. My cards are calling to me. Cause I'll go weeks, months without touching my damn cards. And like it's nothing personal. It's just like sometimes I just don't got it. But sometimes, like the cards are really like, bitch, like, come here. And like I said, I just finally counted them and they're all there. And I was scared for like 1 minute because I was like, wait, I think I'm missing one. And I wasn't missing any. And again, bitch, I've lost so many things. I lose my phones every couple months. I get a new phone. Like, how the fuck did I maintain all them damn cards? I don't know. But I like to believe that that's part of like that's part of my life, you know? That my cards are really a part of me in a way like, you know, like my body is part of me or my head is part of me. It's just something that I've needed. And shit, I've had this deck for so damn long. It feels crazy. I've had this deck since the pandemic. Whoa. Shit. 4 years, baby. Wow. I really am. I want to get a new one though. This deck is actually starting to fall apart a little bit and I wanted to repair it, but there's a part of me that feels like maybe I should keep it as like a personal and like get another one, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna ask my deck how it feels about me getting another deck because there's so many decks out there. Like I've seen people have like multiple decks, like some of them are just like affirmations. I've also been thinking about making my own deck. Just cause like I don't know. I just feel like walk with me here. There are so many people on the internet that I think are like so beautiful. And there's a part of me that likes the idea of like using like some like internet influencers or just even like people that I think are beautiful as like depictions, like kind of like a people's tarot deck, a tarot deck of like regular ass people and then like using like maybe things cut out of like magazines or books to kind of give like a photorealistic but kind of like pop art comic book style. Okay, yes, come through Substack. Come through Ren. You better share with us. Oh shit, 4 decks. Oh my. A greenhouse, yes. Not J. Crow is the black queer 2024 version of Jim and Jane Crow. Yes, Ren, I'm obsessed with you. Thank you so much. Not J. Crow. Oh my God. No, that's perfect. I hope you tweet it. If you tweet it, I'll definitely share it. Damn, bitch, you're mine. J. Crow. Wow. No, thank y'all so much. A deck with Drake, Beyonce, Rob Kardashian, Toki Tony. No, lowest of keys. I like the idea of both of those ideas. Like a deck that is like made with like black celebrities. Oh my God. Guys. Honestly, Meryl Streep, I owe you. Like that idea is gold. Like I really think that might listen. Meryl Streep, I'm giving you so much credit. We will need to talk about like proceeds. Like if it becomes like more like manifested, we'll need to talk about financial proceeds because let's be so fucking clear. Like that would be fucking wild. I also feel like between me and you, I would like as soon as you said that, I was like Drake can be the devil card, but I don't know if people would agree. I just don't want to put Diddy on a card. I could put Jay-Z on it though. Jay-Z could be the devil on my card, low key. But I like the idea of a light-skinned person being evil and being the devil. You know what I mean? Even though I know that the card isn't outright like evil, I like the idea of it being Drake. Not Tokyo Tony is the tower card. Bye. Ren, bye. Not Drake's energy to water to be the devil. I'm screaming. Listen, I'm trying to think of a devil because it is Saturnian, right? It is like a fuck around, find out. This combo is so fucking funny. Just thank you. Not Trey Songz, the devil. There's got to be a white devil that cause I feel like again. Even though I want to make the card all black folk, I feel like we can make an exception for the devil, bitch. Oh my God. Can it be Meghan Markle? Like, it don't even gotta be a man. No, very much. Very much that. Damn, who could be a devil? Maybe Queen Elizabeth. Robin Thicke. Oh shit. Absolutely. Edna. Ren, you're not wrong. Ooh, DJ. See, the devil is Capricorn, not Scorpio, but at the same time, why not? You know, not DJ Vlad. I'm crying. Meghan Markle, the magician. Oh wow, wow. You know what? You know what? Meryl Streep. That's deep. That's a deep one. Mm. Wow. Hmm. Mm. Ooh, Wendy Williams for High Priestess though. Not DJ Khaled as the devil. Trump, duh. I'm crying. Here's my thing. Trump as the devil just feels so on the nose. It's like I don't want to give him that much power. You feel me? That's the only reason that I'm like, that's the only reason why I'm not saying Trump. Because I'm just like, he's a bug. He's a pig. I'm so sorry, bitch. I like the way it's the way that Trump is mesothelioma. So like literally, like I'm not even trying to be funny, but I'm just like no shade to anybody with mesothelioma. I'm just saying like he is the plague. Like he is not. He could never be the devil. No, Trump is really the fool, bitch. But even giving him that feels too much. I feel like the fool card. Damn, who could be the fool? Ooh. Mm, mm. For a minute, I was gonna say Cat Williams, but I feel like he's too wise. I feel like Cat Williams is probably like the hermit, you know, or the star card. Um, you said TD Jakes on the devil card, bitch, and he just had a stroke too. That part. Splendor in the Fool, though. That's true. That's true. I don't think anybody's wrong. I don't think anybody's wrong at all. I think I'm just like I want to just hear more options. I think that's what it is. I'm just being greedy. Um Edna and Meryl typing the fool at the same damn time. No, I know. Y'all are funny as hell. Y'all are in sync. Damn. I'm trying to think of some other cards. Not fake ass heart attack. Talking about giving ties. I'm crying. I mean, there were medical professionals in the comments saying that it did give stroke. It did give heart attack. Ooh, Oprah. Hmm. Hmm. Queen of Pentacles, maybe. Maybe cool. Yeah, maybe Queen of Pentacles. Oh, Azalea Banks is Queen of Swords. Let's be serious. That's Queen of Swords like shit. Ooh, Clive Davis for the devil. I'm screaming. I'm screaming. I'm screaming. Beyonce for the Empress, though. Beyonce for the Empress. I don't want to say Jay-Z for the Emperor, but it feels like it might make the most sense in the deck. I feel like Trump makes the most sense for Emperor. And I feel like them being together makes so much sense. I feel like Trump as the Emperor and Beyonce as the Empress actually make a lot of sense. Personally, other people may not agree. Let me see. But yeah, I said Wendy Williams is the High Priestess. I'm crying that y'all said Tokyo Tony for the Tower card. I just want to know what we're looking at when we look at the Tower card and Tokyo Tony is on it. I just want to know how Tokyo Tony and the Tower are oriented for you. And I'm not saying I agree with Tokyo Tony being the Tower card. I just want to know what y'all are thinking. But if I were to design the Tower card, bitch, I would just post 9/11. I would literally I would literally be ham fisting it. I would literally go in that way, like towers that need to fall, you know? But then again, I don't really feel like the Twin Towers needed to fall. I feel like it really didn't need to fall. So there's a part of me that feels like you want to put something like the White House, bitch, or the Palace of England, bitch, the Buckingham Palace, or the White House. You hear me? With a fire or a lightning bolt coming down on that bitch. Or a plantation, you know, something that looks like a plantation, but also the White House at the same time. You know what I mean? Excuse me, the Chariot. Low key, the Chariot will be aliens. The Chariot will be aliens. With a sexy ass UFO on dubs. A twin card. I mean, there's the Lovers card. I'm crying. I feel like Tokyo Tony, between me and you, she could be Justice, but low key, I feel like that would probably be Jaguar Right. Probably be the Justice card. Not Tokyo's hand. I'm screaming. Not Oprah is the wheel. Destruction. I'm screaming. Not Joe Jackson. I'm screaming. The Wheel of Fortune. I could see Oprah as the Wheel of Fortune. I could absolutely see that. Hmm. I'm screaming. Meryl, we here. We locked in. I'm trying to think of who else. Y'all, this is like one of the funniest things. Just thank y'all for this. I'm trying to think about who's Chris Brown. No shade. Loki, bitch, why am I seeing Chris Brown getting like a fucking a sympathetic edit? It's making me sad as fuck. Not Diddy is the shadow side. Oh my god. I feel like Diddy could be the Hierophant, to be honest with you. Cause I really feel like people were saw Diddy as such a wealth symbol. I really do think that, when you have everything but you really have nothing, when it seems like you're having things. No, Meryl's amazing. Chris is the hanged man. Okay. That's true. That's true. Chris is the hanged man. He is capable of getting free if he wanted to be, but he don't. He'd rather be a victim. He'd rather keep performing like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and then keep on abusing people doing the same shit. Hmm. True. True, true, true. Hmm. But yeah, the Hierophant is very much about like centering pleasure, like being so comfortable, being so focused on the material that you kind of forget what it's all about. Hmm. 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 Chris Jenner, Pimp Mama Chris. Oh my god. I mean, that's Seven of Swords. Like she's Seven of Swords for sure. Yo, the way people would learn tarot fast as fuck if we made this deck though. Like we'd be like, oh, a thief of ideas, a colonizer. Somebody who uses other people's ideas, someone who steals inspiration from others. Like, oh my god, it's the way people would learn tarot fast as fuck if we made this deck. That'd be funny as fuck. Um, you said Solange is giving the star card. I mean, I feel like you could say Janelle Monáe for that one instead of Solange, just because I feel like Solange is. Mm, I mean, the little sister of the Empress is what card exactly? Because if we're saying Beyonce's the Empress and Jay-Z's the Emperor, then she's probably like Page of like Cups. Probably Page of Cups, low key. Which I feel like is still a good card. Let me see. Hmm. Judgment though. Judgment. Mm. Mm. If I'm being real with you, like some of these cards, I don't know if they could be somebody. Because like Judgment card is about like giving up a living death for a new day. Like being able to leave something that is killing you for an unknown life. Hmm. Not the elevator whooping. I'm crying. I'm screaming. I mean, there's so many ways to interpret it. But yeah, no, I feel like this is the moment where I start to think about like the deck that I want to create for real. Cause it's like I feel like the way that I would show the judgment card, I don't know. I don't want to be too fucking political. I really don't. Mm, I don't know. See, because there's a part of me that wants to like make it be like somebody like taking off whiteness, like taking off like the label of white and exchanging it for like humanity. But I don't know if that would actually like be able to be depicted. Like I don't know, because I feel like I'm not trying to be on some like taking off your skin type shit, because that's not possible. Duh. But like, what does it look like to, acknowledge the privilege and be wanting to transcend? And is that even possible? Like maybe that's just some privilege that's nonsense. Like maybe it's not realistic to be thinking to or to be even thinking that you're capable of thinking beyond it, or maybe not thinking beyond it, but just like the idea of transformation. I'm not saying that people can't be in alignment, just saying that like maybe that's like way too literal. But I'm trying to think, because like I said, it's about like living a life that is just not much of a life and like going towards the unknown. And the way that it's depicted is usually like people flying out of tombs, like flying out of the grave into the sky. And some people think that these are dead bodies rising, but they're not. It's like your soul, your spirit is finally free from something that it was trapped by. So I don't know. I feel like it could get pretty political. Not Michael Jackson's life. I'm crying. Not Clarence Thomas is the devil card. I'm crying. You could even depict whiteness as a false prophet. Not Michael Jackson's life. I was just thinking about Michael Jackson too, and how plastic surgery is a wild slope. It's a slippery slope, and then also how wild white supremacy is. Because like Michael became famous, how he looked. Like Michael literally became famous as a young black child, and at some point the universe like had him thinking that he had to look closer to white. Like isn't that kind of sad, like when you really think about like where he was coming from, like to get to that place? It's just really like damn, like whiteness is actually so fucking diabolical. Like it'll really like tell you that you're great, but that you could be better if you was not who you are. Whole time you're making the money, you're making the millions as you are black, as you are a whole black person, and that any system of harm could ever make you look at yourself and see something less is like, whoa. Like, holy shit, he made most of his money looking how he looked. Wild. Mm. I mean, yeah, he did have a skin condition, but hear me out. When you get vitiligo, friends, and you're a millionaire, you can pay to get them to get you a makeup artist so you can maintain your melanin. I refuse to believe that his vitiligo was at a point where he had to fucking bleach his whole skin. I personally just don't believe that. I could be wrong though. And fuck what I think as a light skinned person. But him saying that it was vitiligo and him deciding to go white instead of just filling in the brown, that's strange. That's very strange. That it would be easier to bleach and make his skin more susceptible to light penetrating it and harming him. And then the white baby with the white lady? Like, I know them kids ain't his, bitch. Them kids is not biracial. Like, maybe Biggie. Maybe Biggie. But the rest, nah. It's okay. I hope they have a good life. I hope they get money. But other than Biggie, I don't believe. No. Prince, no. No shade. Maybe Biggie, though. Maybe Biggie. I believe maybe Biggie. Yeah. Again. Exactly. Listen, I'm not trying to come for Mike. I'm not trying to come for Mike at all. Yeah. Listen, we all love Meryl Streep. Him bleaching to even out the skin tone is fine. That's what he chose to do. That's what he chose to do. What I'm trying to offer though is that after the physical surgeries and the way his face, like the way that he changed his nose and lips, like it wasn't just like, I just feel like the way that he changed the black features, it just tells you something. Cause that's another thing. He could have had vitiligo and still maintained his look. It seems like he wanted to change his look to fit his skin tone at some point. So that's all I'm trying to offer is that there were just moments where it seemed like he wasn't really comfortable looking how he looks. And again, as as someone who watched his younger career and watched him flourish, and obviously, like I was born in '89, so I didn't watch him as a young person for real. But I remember the Jackson 5 series, bitch. I remember young Michael. I remember watching that series on VH1 with the rest of y'all. I remember. Ooh, Mr. Purple Rain in the deck. Okay. Mm. And see, I feel like I would have Prince sitting at the table with 7 cups. I feel like I would definitely have Prince on the table. I sitting at the table with 7 cups, and I would have Mickey Free in there too. He did want to be Peter Pan. We all love Meryl Streep. I don't disagree with you. I definitely don't disagree. And again, I'm not trying to play with anybody who's black who has been harmed by white supremacy because I'm not ever trying to laugh at Michael for where he was at mentally. I'm sure in ways like having himself just becoming more white of center looking. I'm sure that shifted his life in some ways. I'm sure of it. Like I was just thinking about the other day, like the other day I was thinking about how I want to get a wig because like I really don't want to do my hair this winter. And I started thinking about how people are about to be treating me weird. Cause I remember I met this man and then I like changed my hair and the way that he acted like I was a different person and it was like, damn, that sucks. But it's the way I could tell like by how he was looking at me that he was like so not attracted to me anymore. And it was like, damn, that sucks. You said why Michael oldest son have vitiligo just like Mike? What the fuck? Because those kids aren't his. Weird coincidence. Now here's the thing. I don't know if all the kids are his. I just feel like Paris and Prince, Michael Jackson. I just don't see it. But again, you never know. What I'm trying to offer is like, and this could sound how it sounds, but I've seen some black folks say things that made me think, well, that makes sense why you fucked a white person and had a white baby. I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but there's just moments that there will be a black person telling me straight up that like they were bullied or abused or talked down to in this or that way, or someone made fun of their skin tone. It's like, oh, and again, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm saying that's not an excuse to be anti-black. Don't get me wrong, but for the people that like they're never being celebrated, they never see their skin tone celebrated, they're always being treated like shit. It's like I actually understand slightly like why this person decided like I'm not going to have my children go through this. Like I really feel like that's the thing for me that I think about. I don't think like, oh, this person hates themselves like as the first thought. I think this person is trying to protect their child from going through harm. And so again, these are things that I think now, when I first was hearing about colorism, I did used to think that like people just didn't have self-esteem, or people just weren't liking themselves, loving themselves, not considering the fact that like there's harm happening against them. That is why that's happening. That is why things are becoming internalized. And so again, I'm never trying to act like I wasn't in a certain place or didn't think certain things, because I never want to act like I just knew the right thing to do or I just knew the right thing to think. And even now, who knows what other ways I'm ignoring or other ways I could see it. But in this moment, I'm choosing to consider that like the harm that's happening to deep dark skinned people and the ways people treat deep dark skinned people is why some of them are like, yeah, I don't want to have a deep dark skinned child. Why would I put a child through this? And I know some people want to think that colorism is just that cut and dry, that somebody just likes light skinned people. But I think it's deeper than we can ever fucking know as lighter skinned people, how much harm people are going through and being put through, to actually see us as better or worse, see how uncomplicated our lives are in a particular way around colorism and around, just what people think we do and don't deserve, and how some people are like, yeah, I'd rather experience that, or I'd rather my child experience that. I mean, Nima, don't get me wrong, not the blackening, not Rashida Jones, I'm screaming. You're funny as hell. I mean, Debbie Rowe being the woman that he picked to be the mother of his children. I mean, I hate to say this, but I think it goes deeper than how she looked. I think she also was a white woman that was like willing to infantilize him in a way. Like, I want to just be candid that, like, I think she was willing to go along with whatever the fuck he said, because no matter what, the children were in the will. She was a caretaker, a legal caretaker, which means she was probably owed some money. At the end of the day, I really think like any woman who has a child is someone who's like rich and famous. I think that they know that they're doing it partly for love, care, respect, whatever, but also for protection and money. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. But I do think that like Debbie, and then I'm looking at Michael, and then I'm scrolling back over to Debbie, and I'm scrolling back over to Michael. It's giving, this was the best you thought you could get. Um, it's giving, I want to be the dime in the relationship, talking about Michael. It's giving, I don't want anyone else to really look at her. I want to be focused on. Like, that's just how I feel. Because I feel like he didn't get someone that looked better than him. He didn't get someone that looked as good as him. And I'm being generous because, again, I feel like towards the end, Michael started to look redacted. So, with that being said, I think that looking at Debbie, looking at Michael, I'm like, well, Debbie looks alive. I'm not trying to give her too much, but like we all know that Debbie looks like Mama June that had took a shower. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be accurate. I'm giving her an ocular pat down. I'm going from memory. Okay. She reminds me of Mama June that had washed and had put her ponytail into a better ponytail. Yes, I had to say redacted. Not Tony Childs. Damn. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Not you never feel like Michael was actually active. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising, because think about Joe Jackson. That man was very much giving like Matthew Knowles, like, I want my child to win no matter what. They don't got time to fuck. Oh, given I'm monitoring you, you have 30 minutes to sleep and then it's back on the tour bus. You know? Like, when do you have time to bust a nut? Like, I think about that myself. Like, and not even to be doing too much, but it's like, think about when you're younger and you're learning, figuring out your body. You probably weren't doing hours and hours of motherfucking rehearsals and shit like that. Like I'm just saying, like these child stars get stolen from in ways that like they don't realize till they older and they in therapy and shit. Not Lisa Presley. I mean, I feel like the babies would look the same if they was with Lisa Presley, to be honest with you. Probably a little sharper in the face. Um, yeah. Not Debbie was artificially inseminated. That's tragic. I in my mind, okay, Debbie seemed more like a mother figure. That's what I'm saying. Like Debbie seemed like like a mama type, and I feel like that's why she got the kids. And you were one tour bus with your whole family. Exactly. Exactly. I don't even think they could even fart too much or even like have like or like be sick for real. Like I can't imagine being on a tour bus having to just like live life. Like that sounds terrible. So yeah, I can believe that. He's also a Virgo. And I just feel like all the Virgo men that I meet, all the Virgo and energy, like they're very like skittish. From what I've noticed, I don't know if people be dealing with Virgos like that, but every Virgo I ever dealt with, they're a little scary. Like they're not about to just like jump into nothing. Like they're not the type to just pop up. They very much are like scoping the scene, taking their time. And so there's a part of me that feels like Debbie was probably the first person that they felt comfortable being like, I want to have a child. I want to be, like I want to be a parent in some way, shape, or form. After decades of nobody taking them seriously. On top of that, the way Michael looked, I'm not trying to be mean. I know it's gonna sound how I sound, but when he started having babies, it was past the point. I'm not trying to be shady when I say this, but when he had them little glasses and he was sitting in that tree, like, girl, you are scary as hell. Like, it's not time to have babies, bitch. It's not time. Like, no shade. Like, it was time when you look like yourself. But I'm almost kind of happy that Michael didn't have no baby like regular. You know what I mean? Like I'm glad he ain't do the regular way because bitch, can you imagine a biological baby from Michael splicing with Debbie? I feel like they got the best that they could get from what they was doing. You know what I mean? I feel like had they actually tried to mix Michael's sperm with Debbie's shit, I would hate to see that. I really would. I no shade. No shade. I would hate to see it. Cause then that would be a baby that would have to sit with the fact that they daddy became Korean out of nowhere. Like honestly, that's a lot. Like some of us daddies are deadbeat and we are so lucky. Cause imagine knowing exactly what the fuck your daddy did. Like everything, all the files, bitch. Photograph evidence of every fucking thing. I'm not trying to be shady, but I'm saying imagine your daddy turned racist in the middle of his career. That's not everybody dad's story. Like, I'm really not trying to roast. I'm not trying to play. I'm being super serious. Here's my thing. He could get wigs, but why did he get wigs that correlated with Korean? I'm not trying to be mean, but at some point y'all gotta just hold what it is. He literally turned from a black man to a Korean. Like, let's be serious. And it was giving a gender as fuck. Like, let's be fucking for real. He looked anime. And I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I just feel like at the end of the fucking day, bitch, like, I feel like at the end of the day, the way that the surge and the hair came out, it was not giving anything like the beginning. That's all I'm saying. The wigs looked human. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. The wigs looked human. I'm really not trying to take away, but I feel like there's not much there. Like I feel like that's the thing. Like I'm not trying to play him, but he already had played himself. That's why it's hard. Cause I'm not trying to play him, but he was already being played. The surgeon, they played with him. They did. No, it was like, bitch, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like, you know how all the girls are going to get that motherfucking Korean lid surgery and the buccal fat? Michael was already doing that. If we being real, like Michael Loki a style icon of today. Like if Michael was alive today with the same face, bitches will be asking him questions. Bitches will be like Dr. Gavami who. Again, if someone burned my afro off, why wouldn't I get more afro to put back? I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm a bitch that love wigs and weaves and shit like that. But I'm also not about to sit up here and act like I don't understand why he did that shit. But there's also a part of me that's like, damn, even though people knew he had shapeshifted, he still thought it was worth it. And that's what I think about too, is like there are people that pretend to be white. And nobody knows, nobody ever knows. And again, Michael was such a public black figure that like when he started to look different. And again, I feel like we've seen people with vitiligo. I'm not saying we've seen everybody with it, but I wish he would have felt safe to say what was going on, because from the outside looking in, it just seems like he was like, I'll just look like this now. Not Kalani. Bye. And that's the thing, like nobody black has to wear their real texture. But when you're famous and you became famous wearing your natural hair, it is a different it's a different conversation perhaps. But again, if at some point in the career Nina Simone started wearing lace fronts, that would be a moment, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be a moment? Like if at some point in the career, see, because we about to really do something for a moment. If at some point in career, damn, Lauryn Hill at the height of the Fugees, skin bleached and started wearing OD long 30-inch bust downs. That would be a moment in career, would it not? Like, I feel like the way people talk about Lil Kim, it's like, I feel like for the most part, Lil Kim looked, I'm not going to do too much. I'm just going to say that, like, people really will clock in women, all types of shit. But let you bring up Michael, motherfuckers talking about, well, he got burned in the 80s. Like, it's just the ways that people will really go stretch. I'm not trying to play with y'all who brought that up. I have forgot about him getting burned at that commercial. But I'm just offering that, like, people will bring up instances of why this or that is why he, for the rest of his career, looked Asian. I mean, I'm crying. Not the Jenners got Caitlyn. That's their mama too. I wonder where Michael will be shopping at Saks today. We will never know. I'm screaming. Not buying the hair. You funny as hell. I'm screaming. Ariana Grande is white, but she's so close to Lil Kim and Michael if she didn't stop. Oh shit. Yeah, no, Ariana Grande looks really, really scary. Like, and I mean that from the face to the body. Oh my god, I didn't want to even talk about this for real, but have y'all seen the conversation about the skinniness trend? And there was a black woman who's currently getting dragged for saying that she's really proud of herself for being skinny. Listen, I want to be candid that if there are any skinny girls here, I need you to know we really don't give a fuck. Like, and when I say we, I mean the fat bitches that have been fat forever. We really don't give a fuck. Like, especially if we're at peace with ourselves, we really don't give a fuck. But there are some people that are bringing up, conversations in this convo, or bringing up aspects of this convo that I didn't consider, and I really appreciate them. Like, there are a bunch of black women talking about how there's a weight blindness, that like black people are wanting bigger people seemingly. It was very fascinating because from what I've noticed, there is a desire for people to have a shape, But if you have a stomach, you are seen as fat, period. But there's this idea that like being a black woman, to some black women who are skinny, that like real black women are thick and real black women are fat. And it's frustrating to the skinny black women who are like, wait, like we're valuable, like we shouldn't need to have big hips or big butts to be valuable. And on one hand, I do hold that like we do see voluptuous looking women of color who are black women and are dominating who we see as black women. That doesn't mean that thinner black women are not just as beautiful and as important, but they are feeling like being thin is not celebrated, which I find fascinating because one would think that thin black women are getting the most love in the community, because from what I've heard there is like a hatred of fat black women. So it's fascinating that like these thin black women are saying like, people are treated better if they're fat, when it's like, maybe not fat, but like definitely like not super thin, but definitely not fat though. But I'm gonna read the comments. Oh, yeah. Oh, for Harriet did the video. Oh, I'm excited. Nah, I'm focused on health. I love you, babe. Yeah, no, the old skinny white old money aesthetic is rising. Ozempic is eating people brain. You right. You right. You right. You right. Not changeling. Meryl Streep. Shut the fuck up. Ah! I'm gone. I'm gone. There's this matrix in the black community of slim but thick that is taking the slim thick, slim thick, like tiny waist, big booty, tiny thighs, tiny legs, tiny feet, big head, big titties, no neck. Well, a little neck. Let me not. Let me not. But yeah, no, it's definitely fascinating to see just this conversation unfold, because I just didn't. Ooh, we're back. We got a little disconnected, but I don't usually follow thinner black women. I usually follow mostly fat black women, fat black femmes, fat folk who are non-white. I don't follow many thin people, least of all, than people who talk about it like it's a badge of honor. Excuse me, but there are thin people out there who get really excited about being thin. And here's my thought process. I am one of those fat people who like I really love my fat body. I've lost weight in the past. I probably will lose weight again. When I think about it though, in our society, when you say lose weight, we're talking about losing quote unquote the weight, right? And so when you lose weight as a fat person, we're supposed to be talking about like all of it. We're not allowed to be like acknowledging like that we have lost and that we have gained. Especially when you're fat, you're supposed to be continuously monitoring how much weight you've lost and never speak on it until you're skinny and can show people how fat you used to be. And it's so sad to like be aware of that. Like no one ever had to tell me that. I had to just figure that out. But with all that being said, I know that for me, I am more focused on what I'm eating. Is it tasty? Do I feel full? Do I feel nourished? Is this something that has things in it that I need for my day to day? Um, I try not to think about calories or how much fat is in this or how many carbs. I try not to think things like that. But again, this is just me trying to offer that when you're fat, people assume a lot of things about you. And so I don't want to be out here operating like, oh, I've always loved my fat body. I haven't. And I don't want to act like I always know I'm always eating quote unquote junk food. I'm not. I eat a lot of things that are considered healthy, and I eat a lot of stuff that people would want me to eat perhaps in moderation, and I don't. I don't think too deeply about what I'm eating, but I know that we're supposed to because we're not men, and we're supposed to be making ourselves smaller as an act of gender performance. And so I actively do things and eat things that remind me and other people around me that I'm a fat bitch and I'm still here. And that, maybe I'm not living the most quote unquote healthiest lifestyle, but that I'm not really tracking my life for health. I'm tracking my life for joy, for pleasure, for moisture. I'm tracking my life for feeling good versus pains and aches. But with that being said, like when you're a fat person, like people really don't expect you to have any concept of like being healthy. Because being fat is automatically like being unhealthy. Like being fat means like you can't talk. When people are talking about health, and it's just like, nope. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna say whatever I want to say because again, when you're fat, people just really act as if like being a fat person is the worst thing and the most sickest thing outside of actually having like a terminal illness. And so, with that being said, we are living in a time where fat phobia is not only rising, but it's becoming more medical and scientifical, even though it's more about just like restricting people and making people feel like shit. It's getting to be more like insidious and reasonable. And so I say all this to say that I'm going to dip these cookies that are like the damn, I'm blanking on what like non-racist name the Girl Scout cookie people decided to call Samoas. Someone please fucking help me because I cannot remember. But whatever cookie that is, Keebler made a dupe, thank fuck. And I'm about to dip those in some butter pecan ice cream because I can. And that's gonna be my dinner tonight because girl dinner. No, we are in the motherfucking ages of motherfucking bullshittery. I'm crying. Not 2014 Iggy Azalea. Not a Bug's Life. Yeah, I forget. They're called Coconut Dreams by Keebler, but I can't remember the name of them. Like the Girl Scout cookie name of what the Samoas used to be. I know we're not calling them that. But yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna eat chips. Excuse me, I'm gonna eat cookies and ice cream like it's chips and dip, and I don't care what you think. I hope that you're taking care of yourself and doing the things you need to do for you. But yeah. Anyways, thank y'all for listening to me talk mad shit about white people and just be annoyed, and then also talk about tarot. Like this is so nice. I'm gonna leave this live up though because I was annoyed, and I feel like it's valid to be annoyed and talk shit. I feel like it's valid. Anyways, I love you. Bye.